Welcome everyone to Vested Interest. This is Shane back again for their stock pick of the day video. It is October 30th. We are almost done with another month. Happy Halloween. That should be coming up tomorrow. I think my kids are going to be doing some trick-or-treating. Actually, they've been doing some trick-or-treating, some trunk-or-treating, I think they call it now, where a bunch of people get together and pass out candy out of their trunks at our school and a couple other places. But that was not a thing when I was a kid, but we're going to have regular trick-or-treating on tomorrow, Tuesday. So happy Halloween, a little early to everyone. Again, jumping into the video, we are going to take a look at Mitsubishi. This is actually a foreign company, and it is out of the industrial sector. I don't typically cover a lot of foreign companies, but this is one I wanted to take a look at. It is in Warren Buffett's portfolio. And you may know it as a car company, but it certainly does a lot more than that. Let's jump into the video and we will talk more about it. So if you want to know more about this company, check them out at www.mitsubishicars.com. This is really focused on their car business, but that's www.mitsubishicars.com. That is their homepage where I pulled some of this information from. The parent company information I pulled from there. This I actually pulled from another source. One of the sources that I like to use, stockanalysis.com, to go into a little bit more detail on what all the company does, because it is just not an automotive company. It is much more than that. This is a Japanese company. Our parent company, Mitsubishi Motors Corporation, MMC, is a multinational manufacturer and distributor of automobiles, parts, and powertrains. MMC originated from the automobile division of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and was spun off from MHI in 1970. MMC can trace its roots back to 1917 when the first Mitsubishi passenger vehicle was produced. MMC is a publicly traded company based in Tokyo, Japan. During the 70s, MMC began selling vehicles and powertrains in the United States under the Chrysler brand. Then in 1981, MMC decided to create an autonomous Mitsubishi branded business that has evolved into Mitsubishi Motors North America. And then if you go to this page, Mitsubishi Cars, you could click on this link and go to Mitsubishi Motors Corporation and learn even more information. But like I said, that is not all they do. A company description for what all Mitsubishi touches: Mitsubishi Corporation engages in natural gas, industrial materials, and infrastructure, petroleum and chemicals, mineral resources, automotive and mobility, which we talked about, food and consumer industry, power solution, and urban development business worldwide. So really, buying a company like this is going to put you into all of these different sectors and all of the different industries involved in these sectors. It is almost like its own mini ETF with as many companies and sectors that it touches. And I really did not realize that. But when I did some more research on it, I thought, wow, this is one that is very interesting. I did not realize they did so much in so many different industries, and thought we would cover it on the channel. So let's keep on going here. So they were down 2.73% on the day. We are talking about Mitsubishi Corporation, ticker MSBHF, and that is a mouthful, I know, a long ticker there. Again, that's ticker MSBHF. This is out of the industrial sector, even though they do a lot more than just the automotive portion of it. That is what they are most known for. Closed out the day at $46.40. 52-week range as low as $26.47, as high as $52.94. So they are closer to their 52-week high than their 52-week low. Average volume 10,725. Today's was 10,542. You can see the volatility throughout the day. Overall, a sell-off by 2.73%. Market cap of $64.955 billion. A beta of 0.67, and beta is the volatility of the market, 1 being the market, anything under 1 being less volatile, so that means they are a little less volatile. Anything over 1 being more volatile. Price to earning ratio pretty low at $10.43 per share. Earnings per share, EPS, is sitting at $4.45 per share for a car company. That's pretty good. Next earnings date is not listed. Now their forward dividend is $1.48. They are a semi-annual payer. They pay a couple times a year. We'll see that here in a little bit. So this one is not a quarterly payer like most of the stocks that I look at. It is a semi-annual payer, a lot like some of the mining companies that are in my portfolio. Here they say their dividend yield is 3%. I saw 6% in another source, stockanalysis.com. This is from Yahoo Finance. I'm not affiliated with either site, but you'll see whenever we look at the dividends they pay out because of the infrequent nature of their payouts, and sometimes they pay out special dividends. I'm not sure exactly where they sit. Somewhere between 3 to 6% though is what I'm gathering. And I would just go with 3% on the low end, and then if you got a higher payout ratio, that would be a bonus. Ex-dividend date, March 28th, so that was the previous one. They have paid out. They did not put a dividend payout, right? The dividend date. They didn't put the payout date, so I did not clip it there. But that was their last one, so I'm not sure that you would be in line for their next one, even though that was paid out, I'm sure, quite a while ago. They do not have a one-year target estimate. Neither did stockanalysis.com. We will see that here on the next slide. But let's at least cover the information we can on this one. Now, I like to look at dividend yield theory. To do that, we go into statistics. Typically, we look at their 5-year dividend yield average. But again, because they are a semi-annual payer, they did not have, even though they have been paying for over 5 years, they did not have a 5-year dividend yield average. So I'm not able to look at that. We're just going to have to look at their 3.1%. That's where you're going to start at with. And they say here, at least according to Yahoo Finance, the payout ratio is 26.97%. But again, we are going to see a different number here from stockanalysis.com. So again, both of them are under the 75% that I like, but you'll see some special dividends paid out over time. So I think that impacts this payout ratio. Excuse me. Now I like to go into financials. You're going to find a lot of good information there. Balance sheet, income statement. What does their debt to equity ratio looks like? Are they paying down debt? Are they buying back shares, paying down shares, adding shares, and reducing your share count as a holder, or your percentage of the holdings that you have? Overall, great information under financials. For us, we want to look at free cash flow. We want growing dividends over time, and to get that, we need growing free cash flow over time. So we went back to 2020. You can see 523 billion here, 600, and then jump up to 628, jump up again in 2022, 662, up to 1.4 trillion here, and it looks like today 1.2. So you can clearly see nice, steady growth year over year over year. Very nice to see. So free cash flow is definitely growing on this one. Let's keep going. Now, they did not have a forecast outlook, so we were not able to look that up. Again, that's why this section is blank. It's not that I forgot it. They just didn't have one on stockanalysis.com. Now, I recommend more than 2 sources so that you can look at information and make sure the information you're getting is accurate. You can back check the information that you're getting is up to date as well. Stockanalysis.com is another one that I like. Yahoo Finance is what we saw on the previous slide. So you pick any sources that you like. Just make sure you're picking more than one. So again, you can back check the information you are getting is accurate. Now, since we can't look at their forecast, we're going to jump right into return on equity. You go to statistics in stockanalysis.com, and I like 10% or better. So the return on equity meets the 10% threshold I like at 11.11%. Return on invested capital, I like 10% or better as well. It does not meet. It's at 3.7%. But if you compared it to other car companies, even though, again, this company has its hand in a lot more than cars, this is actually a pretty good return on invested capital for car companies. Car companies and manufacturing is a pretty capital-intensive business. So to see a return on capital, even at 3.7%, that's pretty good. Now, I typically look at EPS growth forecasts. I like 5% or better here. They did not have one listed. So I could not get that, and they did not have a revenue growth forecast either. So that, if anyone has any numbers for those, go ahead and drop them down below in the comment section. Let me know what you can find. I'll continue to do some research. If I find anything on it, I will put it down in the comment section myself. Let's keep on going here. This one's going to be a quick one. Now we jump into the dividend payouts. I want you to walk through this. Now again, like I said, their payout ratio shown here on stockanalysis.com shows 65%. The other one showed under 30%. Either way, I like 75% or better, or 75% or less. This is under the metric I look for. Now, I do not trust this dividend growth either. We'll see in the nature of how they pay out dividends. I don't buy that it's 65.79%, but they are growing their dividends pretty significantly either way you look at it. And you can see here, we went back to 2018. They were paying 50 cents and a fraction of a penny. Now look at this, 2019. I'm assuming this in March 2019 would have been a special dividend, $63 per share. So you would be getting back in that time more than what the share price cost. So if you owned this one back then, kudos to you. That is a huge return on investment. If you were to buy one share back then before this dividend payout, you would have made more than it cost you to buy the shares. Very, very nice. So they are returning a significant amount of money to the investor, but it's not frequent like you'd like to see. September It looks like typically they're on the March-September timeframe, right? So they've already paid out in March. I'm assuming they're going to pay out, or they did pay out in September as well. But March 27th, $63. I don't anticipate seeing that all the time, but that was very nice if you were a shareholder. September 27th, 2019, 57 cents and a fraction of a penny. March 30th of 2020, they raised it up to 62 and some fractions of a penny. 2020 in September to 63, but then a drop in 2021 down to 60 cents. 2021 in September was 60 cents again, another slight drop in 2022 down to 57.8 cents in March. September was down to 52 cents. So they dropped it several years in a row. But then in 2023, this year, March 2023, they paid 77 cents. Then a dividend in September, 66 cents and some fraction of a share. Another dividend in September on the 29th, 73 cents. And looks like they are going to pay out, looks like they've announced so far in March, they are going to pay out 73 cents and almost 74 cents there. So you can see they do pay out special dividends from time to time. And I believe that the 65.79% dividend growth includes this special dividend. I would not count on that every time, but I would count on a March payout and a September payout. So I would say this is a semi-annual payer here with under 75% payout ratio. Now this is the vested interest stock screener. This is how I look at a company on a high level to see if I'm interested. Must meet 5 of 8 for a company like Mitsubishi. If it's a financial company like a bank, it must meet 6 of 9. You can pause this and go through it. And that is it for this one. This is Mitsubishi. It is a Japanese car manufacturer, but again, they have their hands in a lot more than just car manufacturing. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Always appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to show me some love. Hit that thumbs up, ring the notification bell. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Mitsubishi. Let me know what you think of the video. I do personally read and respond to the comments. I'm always interested to read your questions, opinions, or suggestions for future topics. So if you have a company you'd like me to cover like Mitsubishi, drop it down in the comments and I'll work it into the rotation. And this is Shane signing off, wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. Hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I'm only sharing my opinion and investing journey for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risk. You can't lose money. You should never invest any amount not comfortable losing. Always do your own research. Invest based on your situation, circumstances, and select criteria, or seek the advice counsel of a certified financial advisor.